We've been in rougher waters than these!
Hold on, stop.
Doesn't get better.
It's an auspicious day here at Shore Time. The third master cylinder has arrived for Stevie. And since the weather is starting to break, today should be a great day to go ride. All we have to do is bolt up that master cylinder and bleed the lines.
Come on. And there. That's it right there. That's the right direction, I think.
Since the third master cylinder doesn't fit, I guess we're just going to progress on the trike, which means continuing the full weld. But before we get there, and I might have mentioned this before, at my skill level at welding means we've got to do a lot of grinding first.
So today was definitely one of those craptastic weekends. The welder broke, which means no progress on the trike, and the master cylinder we bought to fix Stevie's brakes simply doesn't fit. So instead, rather than whine and cry about it, we bought some wood. We're going to build a new utility shelf to make life easier for us.
And so begins the tale of the men of Shore Time and their wood. Project, yeah. Anyhow, just to be clear, this wasn't a project that was born out of boredom and frustration. We had actually been thinking about this for a long time. At our ages, our ability to stoop over something and weld isn't much better than the welder's actual heat cycle. That is, for every 10 minutes, we need to sit down for 5. And that's just not good enough. By building a work shelf that's about 4 foot high, we would no longer have to bend over to weld. It gives us ample space to organize parts and whatnot while we're working on a project, and the courtesy shelf underneath gives us plenty of room for extra storage.
So now there's end number 2. Oh, okay.
And so let's begin at the beginning, laying out the framework. But this isn't exactly our first rodeo. In case you hadn't figured it out, we're using our favorite tools, the feelometer and the ichrometer. After all, we're 3 shorebillies on the eastern shore of Maryland. We don't need a structural engineer to show us how to play with our wood.
Screw for me real quick, and then I can...
And with the superstructure just about done, we're also going to install a set of temporary feet, along with some casters, in order to lay down the shelf itself and its structural braces. Mechanics, tradesmen, whatnot, we all do each other little favors in trade. That is to say, money doesn't necessarily exchange hands. You give me a saw, I'll do your brakes, that kind of thing. Well, we happen to luck out with a table saw. One of my neighbors, who isn't constantly annoyed at all the noise I make, actually brought over a free table saw. That's a game changer. And while we still need a skill saw, circular saw, whatever you want to call it, cutting the plywood for the shelf actually took about 1/3 of the time that it normally would have if I had to use a circular saw and a sled. The only thing really remaining at this point is to replace those temporary feet with the casters on them to a full 2x6 brace. And in case you're wondering, those casters are duty rated at about 700 pounds apiece.
All right, another project done. Tired of killing our backs. 12-foot long, 4.5-foot tall workbench on wheels. Now we can work on stuff. Our backs won't hurt from bending over all day long, and she is rock solid.
Trimming the excess wood from the backsplash is, of course, the finishing touch. And the finishing touch to the shelf means the end of this episode. Like, subscribe, and get notified, please.